Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and share. They were the women behind the Third Reich's most notorious men, wives, lovers, enablers. But what secrets did they hide? What crimes did they commit? And what fates awaited them when the Reich failed? Discover the shocking truth in the hidden lives and tragic fates of women in the Nazi inner circle. The Third Reich cast a long, dark shadow, not only over nations and battlefields, but also within the most intimate confines of its architects' lives. Behind the monstrous figures of Nazi power stood women, their wives, mothers, and companions. Their stories are often overlooked, yet they reveal a chilling spectrum of complicity, ambition, and tragic fate. The women of the Nazi inner circle presented a carefully constructed facade to the world. They were portrayed as paragons of Aryan motherhood and domesticity, embodying the regime's twisted ideals. Yet their private lives were often a stark contrast to this public image. Some, like Gerda Bormann, wife of Martin Bormann, were fervent ideologues. She embraced Nazi doctrines with zeal, even advocating for polygamy to increase the Aryan birth rate. Her letters reveal an unwavering commitment to the regime's brutal vision. Others, like Emmy Goering, wife of Hermann Goering, lived in opulent luxury, benefiting immensely from the regime's plunder. While she later expressed some regret, her initial years were marked by lavish indulgence. Her public persona as a glamorous actress masked a life intertwined with immense power and corruption. These women navigated a world of infidelity, moral compromise, and the constant pressure of their husbands' positions. The weight of their actions or inaction must have been immense. Their domestic spheres were often battlegrounds of personal ambition and ideological fervor. The narrative of these women often positions them as mere bystanders, passive figures in a male dominated regime. However, historical evidence reveals a far more disturbing truth. Some were not just complicit, but actively culpable in the atrocities. Erna Petri, a German woman married to an SS officer, stands as a chilling example. She was directly involved in the murder of Jewish children during the Holocaust. Her actions demonstrate a horrifying personal embrace of the regime's genocidal aims. Lisel Wilhaus, wife of the commandant of the Janowska concentration camp, also participated in the brutality. She was known to have shot prisoners from her balcony for sport. These women transcended the role of passive observer, becoming perpetrators themselves. Their proximity to power did not merely corrupt, it often revealed a pre existing capacity for cruelty. The regime provided an environment where such dark impulses could be unleashed without consequence. Their stories force us to confront the uncomfortable truth of female agency in horrific acts. The fates of these women varied dramatically, from self inflicted destruction to quiet, unpunished lives. Their endings often mirrored the moral complexities of their existence within the Third Reich. Magda Goebbels, wife of Joseph Goebbels, chose a horrific end in Hitler's bunker. In the final days of the war, she murdered her 6 children before taking her own life. Her act remains one of the most chilling examples of ideological fanaticism. Ilse Hess, wife of Rudolf Hess, remained a staunch defender of her husband and Nazi ideals throughout her life. She never renounced the regime, even after its collapse. Her unwavering loyalty highlights the deep psychological grip of Nazi ideology. Conversely, some women faced minimal consequences. Margaret Himmler, wife of Heinrich Himmler, lived a relatively quiet life after the war. She was briefly interned but largely escaped justice for her husband's monstrous crimes. These disparate outcomes raise profound questions about accountability and justice in the aftermath of such widespread evil. The world struggled to comprehend the scale of the atrocities, and the roles of these women often remained in the shadows. Understanding why these women remained with men responsible for unspeakable crimes requires a deep dive into psychological and social dynamics. Was it blind loyalty, a thirst for power, or a profound fear of the regime they helped create? Propaganda played a significant role, shaping perceptions and reinforcing ideological conformity. Many were undoubtedly indoctrinated from a young age, internalizing the regime's hateful rhetoric. Their worldview became inextricably linked to Nazi dogma. For some, the allure of power and status was undeniable. Being married to a high ranking Nazi official brought immense privilege and influence. This social elevation could have blinded them to the moral abyss their husbands were creating. Fear also played a crucial part. Disloyalty or dissent could lead to severe repercussions, not just for themselves, but for their families. The pervasive atmosphere of terror undoubtedly trapped many within the regime's web. Ultimately, their stories compel us to reflect on the psychology of complicity. How does proximity to evil normalize the unthinkable? How do individuals rationalize their involvement in or benefit from mass atrocities? Even amidst the grand, horrific ambitions of the Third Reich, petty human rivalries persisted. The women of the inner circle often competed for status and influence, particularly for the unofficial title of First Lady. Magda Goebbels, as the wife of the propaganda minister, cultivated a public image of elegance and devotion. She was often seen as the leading female figure in the Nazi hierarchy, enjoying considerable prominence. Her position afforded her a degree of social power. Eva Braun, Hitler's longtime mistress, remained largely hidden from public view. Her status was ambiguous, a secret kept from the German people. This clandestine existence fueled a quiet rivalry with Magda Goebbels for Hitler's personal attention and affection. These power struggles, though seemingly trivial in the context of genocide, reveal the deeply human elements at play. Ambition, jealousy, and the desire for recognition were not extinguished by the regime's brutality. They merely found new, twisted expressions. The lives of these women, from their public personas to their private torments, offer a chilling glimpse into the human cost of absolute power. Their stories are a somber reminder that complicity takes many forms and that the shadows of history conceal more than just the actions of men. As we wonder the type of lives these women must have lived in such a regime, don't forget to like, subscribe, put your thoughts in the comments below, and share as we expose more content like this. Thanks for watching.